What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today we're going up against David in another UU match. We're having a lot of UU battles as of late, but I did decide to change up the team, so we've got all new faces in there. We've got Mega Ampharos, which is just going to be an all-out attacking set. We've got Choice Scarf Darmanitan, Weakness Policy, Speed Boost, Eon Mega, which is always fun. Then we have Unaware Quagsire, physically defensive, specially defensive Claydol is going to be our Rapid Spinner and our Stealth Rocker. And then we have Gogoat as really our only boosting Pokemon, I guess outside of Speed Boost, Eon Mega, because we have Bulk Up with Milk Drink and Rock Slide and Horn Leech, and that's always a lot of fun, and especially defensive, so it can take some hits on that side, and we can patch up that weaker physically defensive side with the Bulk Up. So there you go, there's the team. Now as we're getting started today, just a friendly little reminder in case you guys haven't done so already and you would like to show some support to the channel and the series and all that fun stuff, you can do so by clicking that like button right below this video, or you can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. All of those suggestions and thoughts that you put down there are appreciated, of course. So that is that. Now looking at this team, I see a lot of threats. Darmanitan is likely going to be choiced in some fashion, and it can just dish out massive amounts of damage. Thankfully, I do have Quagsire. I'm going to need it to take those hits. We have Mega Lopunny, which is going to be a huge problem. I don't have a whole lot for it, honestly. I don't have much. I don't have much at all. Then we have Clawitzer and then Tyrantrum, so two RU Pokemon joining the battle here. Actually, I think Lopunny is RU right now as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, at the time of recording at least, by the time you see this, it may not be. So we need to watch out for the Dragon Dance on that Tyrantrum. We'll have Quagsire to handle that as well. And then we have Crobat as the fastest member of the team. Ampharos should be able to handle that. So we'll see what happens here. We shall see. Anyway, I'm leading off with Glenn, the Quagsire, because I just am. We can Scald some things. We can Encore some things. It's going to be Lopunny leading things off, and I don't know how confident I feel, but I don't know that I want to switch anything in on a Fake Out, which is likely coming here, I would assume. I would assume that we'd be dealing with a Fake Out. That's what most of them tend to do. Here comes the Mega Evolution. Mega Lopunny is just so good. I cannot believe that it even stayed in RU for any length of time. And it, like I said, it may still be there by the time you're watching this video. He goes for Attract Mega Lopunny? What is this nonsense? I didn't even know anybody ran Attract anymore. It's just blatant luck abuse. But okay, we're immobilized by love, and we have a couple of options. We can switch out and not worry about it. But do I really have anything that I want to switch in on a high jump kick or a return? I don't know that I do. I don't know that I do. We might have a better shot of just trying to take this thing on head to head and hope that we can get recovers off when we need to. It's a bit iffy. That is a bit iffy. But I think we might have to just do it and at least try to get at least one Scald off. He opts to go for the Drain Punch, and that doesn't do that much. And he's going to get hurt by the Rocky Helmet that we are carrying, so that's at least good. Some chip damage there. We do get off his Scald, so we're able to actually attack this turn, which is good. And we get the burn on the first Scald. We definitely needed the luck to go our way there, and it definitely did. So the Hax God smiling down on us early on in this match, despite being immobilized by love, of course, the first time around. So we'll see if he wants to switch out now that he's burned, or if he wants to stay in and sacrifice this thing. He is going to switch out, which means we are going to definitely get up our recover here, which is much needed because we don't have the lefties recovery since we are running the Rocky Helmet. But it will be useful to get some chip damage on Darmanitan, especially if it wants to come in and just U-turn out a whole bunch of times. And we resist Flare Blitz too, and we resist Rock Slide. And EQ is not going to do that much because it doesn't get boosted by Sheer Force. So Quagsire actually is going to be a very useful tool in taking on that Darmanitan. It can definitely wall out that Lopunny now that it is burned. Crobat can't do a whole lot. We just need to be wary of Toxics because poor little Quagsire here. Glenn does not like being toxic. He hates status, and he doesn't have any way to avoid it because I don't have Substitute. We're going to go in with Claydol here as he opts to go for the Boom Burst. 140 base power move. Doesn't do that much really at all. So that I'm going to say that's definitely not Specs. I don't know what that is exactly. Maybe it's Scarfed? Scarf Noivern seems kind of silly, but it could be a thing, because it outspeeds just about everything that isn't like Scarfed Swellow or Scarfed Jolteon or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know. Either way, we are going to get up our Stealth Rocks here because that is important. Because he does have that Noivern, which may be switching in and out, especially if it is Choice Scarfed. And he did switch out there, going into the shiny Clawitzer, which is beautiful, by the way. Love that red and the blue. Gorgeous shiny sprite. Or model, I guess, because it's 3D now. We have to have the right terminology. But what was I trying to say? Oh, yeah, about the Stealth Rocks. It's great for that Noivern switching in and out, doing 25% each time. It's also great for the Crobat, which is weak to the Stealth Rocks, and the Darmanitan. Now, the Crobat could have Defog to get rid of those rocks, but it's going to have to take at least that 25% coming in, and that at least gives us a little bit of pressure going on there. You know what I'm saying. Now, this thing is a bit of a problem. I'm expecting a Water-type move here. I'm not going to over-predict and predict him to predict me and all that jazz. I'm just going to predict a Water-type move of some kind, and I'm going to go into Gogoat to take that. He opts to go for the Dark Pulse, which is a fair play because it hits, actually, looking at my team, that might hit my entire team for neutral damage. If so, that was definitely the way to go there. That did some solid damage to Gogoat despite being fully specially defensive. Not quite half, but I'm assuming he'll want to switch out here. I'm assuming. So I think what I want to do is, I mean, Hornleech is the obvious play, and he's probably going to switch in Crobat, so as much as I would like to predict that and go for the Rock Slide, if I'm wrong, that's not going to work out well. So I'll Milk Drink, and he does switch out. So there you go, and out comes the Crobat, who will take 25% due to the rocks. We are going to get back up to full HP, which is great, and we don't want to stay in on Crobat. We do not want to do that, and he does show off the Black Sludge, or Lefties. It's Lefties, actually, not the Black Sludge. Okay, fair enough. Doesn't matter. They both do the same thing anyway. Now, let's see. We could go into Ampharos here, because we would definitely force it out. And actually, his team is pretty weak to Electric-type moves in general. He doesn't have much that he'd want to switch in on Ampharos, so I think I'm going to switch it in here. I'm expecting a Brave Bird or a U-turn or maybe even a Defog, and that would give me a free switch in, so that'd be fine. That'd be perfectly fine by me. So out comes the Ampharos, and he is going to go for the Poison Fang, actually. I didn't know that they actually carried that. And he gets the poison! What are the chances of that? It's badly poisoned, so it's basically like we just got Toxicked and just took some extra damage. That really stinks, because I think it's a 10% chance. I think. Unless it's, I guess it could be 30, and I'm just making things up as I go along here. Either way, it's a little unfortunate, because Ampharos does not like status at all. It really does rely on its bulk. But what we can do is, because he doesn't have anything immune to electricity, we can Mega Evolve, and we could probably just Volt Switch out, honestly. Because Volt Switch would likely KO this Crobat anyway, and I don't think he's going to stay out. He's either going to U-turn if he has it, or he is going to just Hard Switch. We do see the Hard Switch into Lopunny, so he's going to sacrifice that thing here, and that is fine by me. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't really serve any purpose for him since it's Burn, and he doesn't have any Clerics, so we're just going to get our Mega Evolution off, and we are going to Volt Switch out of here, picking up a KO in the process, and not allowing that toxic damage to rack up. Now, that really is going to cut Mega Ampharos's longevity short, much shorter than I wanted it to be. We're just going to have to come in and Volt Switch out as much as possible, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, especially because a lot of his team is weak to electricity. He has quite a few Pokemon. Quite a few. And by quite a few, I think two. I think it's just Crobat and Clawitzer, honestly. And whatchamacallit, Gogoat can actually take care of one of those. Maybe two. If we can get some bulk ups up, then we can take care of the Crobat. But yeah, since Rock Slide is unstabbed on a Gogoat, we need to get some boosts up first. So Noivern is going to come out here, and we have our Choice Scarfed Darmanitan. So I'm expecting a switch, unless this is Scarfed, which is really kind of rare. So I feel relatively safe going for Rock Slide. Even if he is Choice Scarf and he outspeeds, I don't know he's going to KO me with anything. I don't know. I don't know if Draco would be a one-shot. We're going to take a little bit of a risk here. He opts to go for the Hurricane, which is stab. He does connect on it, and he is Choice Scarfed. Obviously, that would be the only way he would outspeed. But it's not going to KO, and we're going to get off a Rock Slide, which does get boosted by the sheer force. It is super effective on Noivern, and down it goes. So his Choice Scarfer is out of the mix. That is fantastic news for us, although he does have that Crobat, which is still pretty darn fast. He goes out into his own Darmanitan. Huh. That's a curious play, because he knows I'm Choice Scarfed. He just frisked me. This thing has to be Choice Scarfed too. But at this point, I don't know that I want to keep Darmanitan. So we can take the risk of trying to win a speed tie if he's adamant. And he has to be adamant because I'm adamant. So for that to even be a speed tie, he had to be max speed adamant. If he was anything less than that, like not fully speed invested, which would be kind of silly. But either way, we picked up a kill there with a Rock Slide. I don't know what happened, honestly. I don't know. I was kind of expecting our Darmanitan to go down there. I'm not going to complain, though. And that means we actually have a chance to save this thing. Because this thing is probably just going to come in and immediately try to set up Dragon Dances, because that's what they usually do. And we could just go in with our Glenn here, the Unaware Quagsire, which completely ignores any boost by the opponent. And we are physically defensive with that Rocky Helmet. So, I mean, what are you going to have to hit me with? We're only weak against grass. You don't have any grass moves. So you probably have, like, Stone Edge, and then Dragon Claw, and then, I don't know, one coverage move. Could be Thunder Fang, could be Fire Fang. Neither one of those will really do anything. He opts to go for the Dragon Claw, and that does okay damage, but we're definitely going to be able to stall him out there. I did go for the Encore in case he wanted to try to set up another Dragon Dance, in case he forgot about the Unaware, which is possible. But he did just go for the Dragon Claw. I will recover here, just to protect myself from critical hits, and then we'll attack the turn after. So with the Rocky Helmet, that brings him down to just over 50% of his full HP, and Glenn is going to get healthy here. Not quite back up to 100%, but close enough. And then we can go for a Scald and maybe get a burn on something, especially if he wants to switch out here. We'll see how he wants to play this. He does just stay in, so he's basically sacrificing his Tyrantrum, as he's going to take more Rocky Helmet damage. And Scald will hit this thing on its weaker, especially defensive side. Doesn't quite take it out, and there's no burn. So, since he can't recover at all, there's no way for him to recover HP. I'll just go for a recover of my own and let the Rocky Helmet do the damage for us. That'll take out the Tyrantrum and put us in a good HP range for his last two remaining Pokemon. Crobats and Clawits are the last two, if I am remembering correctly. I say that a lot, and a lot of times I just don't remember correctly. Maybe that's why I say that so much. Anyway, Zoidberg, which is a pretty cool nickname for a Clawitzer, honestly. It's coming out here, and I don't have Water Absorb, so if he has Water Pulse or Scald or whatever his Water-type stab is, it's going to do a lot of damage here. So, don't know that I want to stay in on this. We could go out into Ampharos, because we should be able to take any hit barring an Ice Beam, and then kill it with a T-Bolt, because both of his remaining Pokemon are weak to electricity. But I kind of want to just make the same play that I did last time, and that is just go out into Gogoat, because we can take a Dark Pulse, and a Horn Leech honestly might just kill this thing in one hit. It's very possible. We'll have to see. So out comes the beautiful Gogoat. He does go for the Dark Pulse again, so that's the same play I went for last time. It brings us down to just over 50% of our remaining HP, or our total HP, I should say. We're going to get lefties, and I guess we could go for Bulk Up. I guess. But I feel like Horn Leech might be the better play. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we might be able to get a KO there. I'll just go for it. We want to get as much damage as possible. Should have went for the Bulk Up. He's going to switch out. I should have known that, because Crobat matches up way better. And that thing is probably choice. Judging by how much it did, it's probably like choice specs or something. Anyway, Horn Leech is a 4 times resisted hit on Crobat, so that does all of 2.5 HP. He's going to get his lefties recovery. I'm going to get my lefties recovery, and then we can do this whole song and dance again. Now, in no universe are we going to be outspeeding this thing. So we could try to switch out here. Don't know if that's really going to do us any good. I do not know that. Going into Darmanitan really doesn't save us. Glenn the Quagsire may be able to beat this thing one-on-one, but with my luck, he would get a Poison Fang off and get the Toxic again. So we may be better off just going for Rock Slide here. He does go for the Poison Fang, and that is super effective. Doesn't do as much as I figured it would, considering we didn't have any boost. And he gets another Toxic Poisoning there. Wow, he's been very lucky with that Poison Fang, and Rock Slide is going to take out this Crobat with no boost, thanks to the critical hit that may have mattered. Because like I said, it's an unstab move, we didn't have any boosts up. That's very, very possible. So we're going to get hurt by the lefties, or yeah, we're going to get hurt by lefties. We're going to get hurt by our poisoning, get some lefties recovery, and then we are left to deal with the final Pokemon on my opponent's team, and we have 6 on our side still alive. Although Gogoat and Darmanitan aren't exactly healthy, they are alive, and Darmanitan will be able to get a hit off. So we pretty much have won this match. I will go for a Horn Leech. I know I could try to mess around, try to get a 6-0, but I'm not about that. I don't care what the score is. It means nothing to me. We'll go for the Horn Leech, and it's not quite enough to take out this Clawitzer, so I'm pretty sure... Oh, he just goes for Dark Pulse. Maybe he doesn't have the Ice Beam. Maybe he has Dragon Pulse as his other move? I don't know. I mean, looking at my team, that's probably the best move for you to lock yourself into, honestly. So, yeah, sadly, we're just going to barely go down to that toxic damage. And while the 6-0 would have been nice, and we probably could have got it if I messed around with things, there's really no point, because the score is completely meaningless in my book. Because you can have close 6-0s, and you can have, 1 or 2-0s that really aren't as close as the score. So anyway, we'll let Busby get in here and get this final kill, because... up until this point, it was the only teammate that didn't get into the battle. So everybody survived pretty much the whole match, but only the Yanmega didn't get in until the very end. But there we go. So everyone got a little bit of time to shine, so that's good. Thank you very much for the match, David. It was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or a comment, or whatever you would like to do, and I will see you all next time. Until then, game on.